Joan Ramón García Castejón Elche, known as Joan Castejón, is a Spanish draftsman, painter and sculptor, considered one of the leading representatives of social realism in the Spanish post-war plastic renewal. Member of the Grup DELX, his work has been exhibited in some of the most important museums in Spain, among others, the Institut Valencià d'Art, the Museum of the University of Alicante, Guerricabeitia Martinez Collection at the University of Valencia, Miguel Hernández University of Elche, the Bancaja Foundation Center, Center of the Carmen Valencia, and the Museum of Contemporary Art of Elche. Biography. Early life. At 16 he moved to Valencia, where he received training in the fine arts at the Academy of San Carlos. His first solo exhibition is held in the Valencian Art Gallery Matu in 1966. This first moment of his career can be described as neo-figurative. The human figure appears in the middle of undefined spaces. Works from this stage, including anthropomorphic-themed drawings, announce the peculiar features that characterize his later works. A tense correctness of line develops vigorous anatomic effects. Court-martial. The momentum of his career was cut short, however, by the traumatic participation in the demonstrations of May 1967 in Valencia against Francoist regime. After standing up for a friend who was being brutally beat, a plainclothes agent arrested Castejón. He received several beatings that night, and short after that he was sentenced by the Francoist court-martial to 6 years in prison. Political imprisonment until mid-1969. Remains in prisons of Valencia and Teruel. That year became part of the Grup DELX in its second stage, participating in their exhibitions until 1971. On these facts, re-enters the prison in the Canary Islands during 7 months of 1971. But do not leave the creative work to the extent that can be estimated at around 2,000 drawings with wax or pencil made at this time, and define another specific stage of production inevitably influenced by these circumstances, singled out by the tragic testimony of human destiny. Dania. Castejón marries Parker Galvin and in 1973 returned to Valencia, where he briefly rejoins the local art scene. But a year later he settled permanently in Dania, takes up painting, opting for a more explicit and shocking expressionism during this decade of the 70s. Later in the 80s explores a brighter abstraction inspired by the landscape, while an increasingly theatrical virtuoso drawing dominates the 90s. Human being has become the central poetics reference of his work, but this is a mankind always addressed as tragic matter, as a heroic thing that has been beaten, subjected after a struggle with destiny and with an adverse world. In 1999 he was appointed adopted son of Dania, the city where he lives since 1974. Works. If there is one aspect that stands out in the work of Joan Castejón is his exceptional drawing skills, a palpable mastery also in his painting, and leading to right to José Manuel Caballero Bonald. The artist draws a classic and meditates as a prophet. The author and official historian of Alicante Enrique Cerdantate wrote in El País on the work of Castejón. He wanted to express the universe of man revealed by violence in the viscera, under the label of any street and an omega. The history was on time, and the helpless crowd was resolved in a powerful blast of fragments, lines, volumes, bestiaries and masks. On leaving prison he painted a series of 100 works inspired by the work of Gabriel Garcia Marquez, 100 Years of Solitude, which exposes in Valencia and Barcelona. Mario Vargas Llosa wrote on this occasion about Castejón's art. So one of the most interesting aspects of this collection of pictures of Castejón is showing that even today the art of painting can, without giving anything for their own purposes or abandon modernity, have the literature as a starting point. Like a woman, a dream, or a crime, a novel can be for an artist a creative ferment. Arthur Balder writes, in relation to the work of Castejón, that an indispensable condition of the Gesamtkunstwerk, with a base of either visual, literary, or musical representation, is its timeless condition, its ability to withstand the test of time itself by rising instead of sinking into the spasm of momentary fashion, and perish with it a few years, and only to be seen in that context, as in a narrow place of history. However, Castejón, next to the absolute hero in its representation of humanism, can be attributed as an artist, as Juan Gil Albert described, in whose light the depths of so looming giant men, that I was forced to retain breath and meditate. Martí Domínguez published in the pages of El País around drawing skills in the art of Castejón. Any exaggeration is objectionable, and to say that Joan Castejón is possibly the best Spanish artist who by now dominates human anatomy may seem excess, but it is not. Quote, according to the art critic Roman de la Calle, his existential drama reflects a strong moral commitment that transcends any cynical or political pamphlet temptation. Castejón evokes a reality with surreal symbolic ingredients and allegorical translations from his personal experience. Virtuosity in the expressionist treatment of the human body is patent. His exhibition, Per Parker, crossed the province of Alicante between 2009 and 2010 as a tribute to his wife. According to the newspaper La Verdad, is a retrospective of historical memories of the couple. This is an abstract exhibition with over 50 works, scenes of pain and surprise, with a retrospective review that allows access to various historical moments. List of selected works. Maternidad degree. They were more than 3,000 characters reduced by their own deeds. La Digestia. Mutant d'Aguda Real. The Day. A Salvador Espriu. Paysat Godorat 1993. El Salt. Cavil Nocturne. The War. Museology. The largest public collection of works by Castejón is gathered at the Museum of Contemporary Art in his hometown Elche. The largest private collection was the collection Bancaja Foundation in Alcoy, containing about 200 works acquired by businessman Lionel Grau-Malor during the 80s and 90s. Currently this collection was divided among his heirs. The collection of drawings dedicated to Don Quixote belonged to the IVM. Another good part of parts is in the collection of Foundation Bancaja Valencia. List of awards. Total Artwork Award, given by the Wagner Society of Alicante, 2014. Premio Ocel, by the Mancomunitat de la Marina Alta, 2005. Honor Member of the Institut d'Estudis Comarcals del Baix Vinalopó, 2001. Honor Member of the Institut d'Estudis Comarcals de la Marina Alta, 1999. Adoptive son of the city of Denia. Ajuntament de Denia, 1999. Premi Latador by the Universitat Politècnica de Valencia, 1994. Homage to Joan Castejón, Key of the city of Mont-de-Marsan, France, 1993. Bibliography. De L.A. Roman. Castejón, La Realidad de lo Imaginario, Valencia, CIMAL, 1981-82, p. 16. SEBASDI Jordi. La meu evocació de pinta es absoluta entrevista en el temps 899, 4–10 September 2001, pp. 35–37.